Ashtavakragita, chapter 3, verse 7. It is strange that knowing lust to be an enemy of knowledge, one who has grown extremely weak and reached one's last days, should yet be eager for sensual enjoyment. The sage is saying, you are consciousness. You are complete, and even after that, you are desiring for small, pitiful things. How is it possible? The sage is saying, pleasure is the enemy of knowledge. When the sage says knowledge, it's the knowledge of the self. Let us see why the sage is saying this. If we are complete, then there is no need to look for any other things for our satisfaction. Right? And only when the knowledge of the self is not there is when we feel that we are incomplete. When I am incomplete, I will look for completion in this world. And I'll be looking for different mediums in the world to bring out this completion. And without the knowledge of the self, whatever I will have to fill myself, to fill this incompletion, I will try to get all of it from the world. With the same context, the sage is saying that the lust and desire will lead us towards greedy consumption. Let us see how this is useful to us in our daily lives and what we can learn from this verse. From our birth, we are designed to see outside. Our eyes are designed to see outside. We are somehow made dependent on outside, be it for our food, our clothes, etc. Then, how not to desire now? Why is the sage saying that the lust, which is naturally occurring phenomenon of the body, to be enemy of knowledge? It's because the sage wants us to look at ourselves. We need to inquire in each and every word of the sage. Rather than rebelling on ourselves, what the sage is trying to say and what are the steps that we need to take would be very important with the sage's verse. The sage wants us to self-inquire and see if I am just this limited body. He wants us to see how we are different from animals. Just because we eat food, we wear clothes and be part of the society doesn't mean that we are humans. He wants us to see how we are looking at this world. Are we being kind to other beings? Are we looking with the eyes of greed? Are we looking with the eyes of benefit, with the intention of benefit from others? He wants us to look at our thoughts. He wants us to see if we have understood ourselves first. If we have not understood ourselves, then we are just acting according to what the senses are playing around with us. This is the base context that the sage wants us to look at. Even in the previous verses, the sage has told us with many of the examples that when we are incomplete, then we will look for the world to fill us. It can be in the form of desire, lust, food, anything. When there is a desire, that's when we need to understand and look what we are not finding within, that we are trying to find outside. This is the whole logic that the sage is trying to explain us. If you would like to listen to the previous verses, I have added the playlist link in the description where you can find all the verses. The sage is saying, just don't take decisions according to the choice of the senses of the body. See where this restlessness is taking birth. What is the source of this restlessness? And see if it's true restlessness. You are complete and blissful. How can this false restlessness disturb you? See very closely how this restlessness is just vanishing and how it is playing around with us. This we need to see very closely. When there is a desire, let's say, and the desire is satisfied, where is that desire now? The mind doesn't let us look into it. There'll be one more desire born, right? But why does the sage call this as false? Is because when the desire is satisfied, it's not there, it's just gone. That desire is born for some kind of satisfaction, right? And if it is satisfied, it's gone. Then there is one more born. This is the loop that we get into. This is the restlessness that we get into. The sage is saying, don't give this restlessness so much of strength. It is not actually strong. You are making it strong. The sage is not talking about right or wrong. Just he's saying, my dear ones, how much ever you desire or consume from this world, you will not be fulfilled. Why keep running around in loops even after knowing the truth of who you are? No, the real need for us is not this small tiny desire. Our true wish is to be with God every moment. We will not find this true bliss by getting caught with this world. We can't get out of the loop of the time by getting caught again and again with time. See who you are. You are not just this body to obey what the sense organs demands from you. Body has its own order, but you are not just this body. Though the self is found through this body, the way of body and the self is very different. Inquire.